Yo, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new stream here on the MaxTigerHD YouTube channel. Today we're back once again with the F1 Chat. Today is episode 5. And it's a bit of a spicy one today. We've got to review the previous race in Miami, whilst also talking about the upcoming race this weekend in Spain, as you've just seen on the intro. So, big up the Halton podcast there in the chat. Welcome to the stream, guys. But so Miami Grand Prix happened last week, as we all know. So let's get straight into that. So Miami Grand Prix, Red Bull's Max Verstappen did survive a late race assault from title rival Charles Leclerc and his Ferrari to win the inaugural Miami Grand Prix. Verstappen was, to be fair, cruising to an easy win after passing Leclerc early on, but a late safety car brought them together for a restart with 10 laps to go. Leclerc did strain everything for 5 laps to get close enough to pass, but Verstappen broke his challenge. Verstappen's win cut Leclerc's championship lead to 19 points only, as it was an unexpectedly dramatic finish to a race that had appeared to be petering out after Verstappen's early climb from third on the grid to the lead. The world champion passed the second Ferrari of Carlos Sainz around the outside of turn 1 and into turn 2, then chased down Leclerc before taking the lead at the start of the 9th lap. From there, Verstappen edged out his advantage through the pit stops to seem to be cruising to victory with an 8-second lead before a safety car was introduced for a bizarre crash between McLaren's Lando Norris and AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly. Closing up the field gave Leclerc another chance when it appeared his hopes were gone, and he gave it everything to try and reclaim the lead. He was within a second of Verstappen for 5 laps after the restart, but was always agonisingly just too far away to make a proper lunge for the lead. Eventually, Verstappen put his superior pace to good effect to ease out his lead, so just over a second, preventing Leclerc from benefiting from the 1 second advantage provided by the DRS overtaking aid, and the race was done. It was Verstappen's second consecutive win, the first time a driver has achieved that this year, and it continues his run of either winning or retiring this year, albeit both retirements coming when he was in second place, having lost a fight with Leclerc. It was an impressive recovery after losing a lot of track time on that Friday in practice from a series of reliability problems that he had felt prevented him from fighting for pole position. The two title rivals were in a league of their own, leaving their teammates well behind, as Ferrari's Carlos Sainz hung on to third for the final podium position, despite Sergio Perez having the advantage of fresh tyres after the Red Bull pitted him for new medium tyres at the safety car period. So, many talking points, which will also include this. Russell stars behind the big two. Russell drove an excellent race to take 5th place as best of the rest ahead of Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton. Russell fought from 12th on the grid, running the hard tyre at the start and going long. At one point, he said to the team they should keep going and hope for a safety car. His wishes did actually come true. That gave him a cheap pit stop in which he loses less time to his rivals because they are lapping more slowly and putting on new medium tyres behind Hamilton and on old hards at the restart. The 24-year-old used his extra grip to good effect to pass the former world champion. He had to do the move twice, as the first attempt was ruled out by race control for being unfair because he made it after benefiting from going off track before making it. But having been told to let Hamilton back past, Russell repassed him straight away into turn 11. Hamilton said over the radio to race engineer Pete Bonington, "The strategy's not been kind to me, man," as he bemoaned the second time in 3 races that he has lost out as a result of the timing of a safety car. He and Bonington discussed the idea of stopping for fresh tyres during the safety car period, but ultimately decided not to because it would mean losing a place to Russell at least, but that happened anyway, as it always looked likely to in the circumstances. Alfa Romeo's Valtteri Bottas was ahead of them at the restart, but slid wide the last corner, lost out to both Mercedes drivers, As Alpine's Esteban Ocon, another man to benefit from a first stint on the hard tyres and a chance to change the safety car, took 8th place ahead of teammate Fernando Alonso, who was penalised 5 seconds for a collision with Gasly, while Alex Albon produced another strong race to take the final point for Williams in P10. Lando Norris's accident with Gasly came shortly after the Frenchman's touch with Alonso. Gasly ran wide through turn 8 and was on the radio complaining about a problem with the car when he and Norris somehow came together, accelerating onto the long straight that follows. Gasly's front left wheel hitting Norris's rear right and tipping the McLaren into a spin. And there was now a 2-week break before F1 returned to Europe for the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend, and Ferrari needs to do something about Red Bull's building momentum. Comments that they've put: worst Grand Prix venue ever, pure cringe fest on a boring track. Vegas will be unbearable. Hey, it's USA where everything is bigger and blander. Real circuits, please. I see they have not fixed what wine coming from Hamilton's car yet. That's not how you spell wine, and also that's not. Never mind. When the Sky Sport commentators say that a safety car would really spice up the race, it says it all really. When they certainly got their wish. Verstappen wins as expected. Ferrari does well, but not enough to chance the Raging Bull. Russell is not the best teammate as he's not subservient and faster to Hamilton. Hamilton talks about jewelry and wears pink shirts and sunglasses. Fair enough. Hamilton should have retired at the end of last season. He is feared in force and now doubtful he is to be challenging for the overall title anymore going forward. Go, 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 George Russell. Literally on a new set of fast tyres, you're having a laugh. Could you imagine Senna turning up at the Grand Prix weekend and making a case to wear jewelry while driving? Who does Hamilton think he is? Is Hamilton running again? Not to do with the strategy. Russell gambled and got lucky with a safety car. Everything's just bullshit on that. Anyway, everything's just absolutely bullshit on that. But I do have to say it was a massive, massive result. Let me get the race result on there, actually. There we go. Race result as the bottom of the screen. So Verstappen took the victory over Charles Leclerc and teammate Carlos Sainz. Sergio Perez finished in P4 with Russell, Hamilton and Bottas finishing 5th, 6th and 7th. 8th was Esteban Ocon. 9th was Alex Albon. 10th was Lance Stroll. 11th was Fernando Alonso. 12th Tsunoda. 13th, Daniel Ricciardo. 14th, Nicholas Latifi. 15th, Mick Schumacher. 16th, Kevin Magnussen. And 17th, Sebastian Vettel. As 3 DNFs took place in this race, with Guan Yu Zhou, Lando Norris, and Pierre Gasly heading out. Driver standings and constructor standings as it counts. First is Leclerc, 2nd Verstappen, 3rd Perez, 4th Russell, 5th Sainz, 6th Hamilton, 7th, 8th and 9th are occupied by Norris, Bottas and Ocon. Magnussen in P10 just sat in the midfield. Ricciardo in 11th, 12th Tsunoda, 13th Gasly, 14th Vettel, 15th Albon, 16th Alonso, 17th Stroll, 18th Zhou, 19th Mick Schumacher, 20th Hülkenberg and 21st, of course, Nicholas Latifi. So that does mean that Ferrari are still ahead in the constructors' standings. Ferrari go ahead of Red Bull by more than 20 points. Third is Mercedes. McLaren are in 4th. Alfa Romeo keep in touch in 5th. Alpine in 6th. 7th AlphaTauri. Haas in 8th. 9th for Aston Martin. And finally 10th for the Williams. Let me just do that. Yeah. So on to this then. So Spanish Grand Prix preview then. So, circuit. Let me get the circuit up for you guys. So, Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. First Grand Prix was in 1991, as some people will know. Number of laps is 66 in total. The race distance is 308.424 kilometers, with the circuit length of 4.675 kilometers. The lap record set by Max Verstappen in 2021 was 118.149, which was a massive step to what could be. So the drivers do love the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, which is just as well because they spend huge amounts of time pounding around it during the winter testing. The track is a good mix of high and low speed corners with the challenging turn 3 right-hander. Great chance to evaluate the balance of the car your team's designers have given you to fight with for the season. So you've got plenty of choice to watch it, with almost the whole track overlooked by grandstands or general admission areas. On the outside of turn 1, grandstand A will let you see the best overtaking spot on the track, while the general admission area around turn 3 will provide the awe-inspiring sight of Formula 1 cars being pushed to the limit of their downforce capabilities. So the track was built as part of the 1992 Barcelona Olympics development program. The foundation stone was laid in 1989, while the first car was raced around the track of a 1991 Spanish Touring Championship. 2 weeks after the touring cars raced at Barcelona, it was Formula One's turn. The track enjoyed a sensational debut with Nigel Mansell and Ayrton Senna's famous eyeball-to-eyeball drag race down the straight before Mansell took the lead and drove on to victory. So there is 2 DRS zones and detection zones on this track. So you go, oh, hold on, let me get this back up again. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. Anyway, so there you go. So you got all the way down this long straight, all the way down the long straight, into turn 1, the little, I would call it a chicane. It's not really a chicane. Into turn 1 and 2, all a massive. It's all a slight bit of a chicane. Into turn 3, which is the massive right-hander they're talking about. And then brake late and hard into turn 4. Fucking hell. My side's killing me, guys. Hold on a second. And then into turn 4, you go around the corner and down this little straight here, then into the left-hander of turn 5, all the way down into turn 6. Then you go up from turn 7 and 8, then round the corner. There's the DRS detection zone. Go round turn 9, and then you get the DRS all the way down the straight, all the way down this straight. Into turn 10, you go around the corner. It's pretty much like a hairpin, It's pretty much a hairpin, that corner. You have to go pretty slow in the braking zone just to get around it. Then you have to go again in 11 and 12. 12 is probably another right-hander to be concerned of. As then you go down to straight into 13, then 14. Then you have a little kink of a chicane, DRS detection zone, and then you go all the way back down the straight for the completion of the 4.675 kilometer lap. So, Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya is probably one of the more favoured tracks by some drivers. Lewis Hamilton, I wouldn't say, is the most favoured of it, if I'm very honest, considering what happened in 2016, if not 2015. As Nico Rosberg collided into Hamilton, or Hamilton collided into Nico Rosberg to take both Mercedes out of the Spanish Grand Prix. So, a massive, massive hiccup there. But this is only going to be a short one today. But qualifying and race predictions for top 5. I'm switching it to top 5 this time just simply because I feel like it's a little bit easier on the panelists, just so that they don't have to say 10 places and 10 cars instead of. No, that makes sense. So they can say 5 instead of having to read the whole 10. So the results at the moment in FP1 and 2, I think, are done. Maybe. First and second are. But for top 5 for qualifying, I'm going to go Carlos Sainz to take pole position, Charles Leclerc to finish second, third Max Verstappen, fourth George Russell, fifth Lewis Hamilton. Then for the race, it'll be, I'm going to say, it's a Charles Leclerc victory, Carlos Sainz in second, Max Verstappen third, Hamilton fourth, George Russell fifth. So that is that. I mean, it wasn't a long one today. I didn't really want it to be a long one. I thought I just wanted to get this over and done with as quick as possible. But, one of those, and we've got to look at it in a different way and say it hasn't been the greatest for any driver in a Mercedes car, no matter who you are. It looks like they do have that sorted now, but we'll have to see what happens in the end. But that has been the end of this stream simply because I'm knackered. Two, I don't. There's not much to say. There's a lot of stuff to do, so I mean, there's not much to say. But that is the end of this stream. So please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We're on 194. We're 6 away from 200 subscribers. So please make sure you do keep hitting that subscribe button whilst hitting the notification bell and putting the notifications on all so you never miss an upload or stream like this. And also, please make sure to like every single stream and video that you can and that you watch, as it would really help me out in the sense of the YouTube algorithm. But until then, comment down below what you want to see next, video-wise, gaming-wise, or whatever. Doesn't have to be gaming, but it doesn't genuinely matter. But yeah, so hope you have enjoyed. But that has been the F1 Chat episode 5. Verstappen beats Leclerc to the checkered flag once again. This time, we've got to wait and see what will happen in Spain. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.